Christine here, and welcome to today's Pilates Flow. Today we're going to be working on some major big mover muscles here. So we are focusing on exercises that are going to build strength and stability in our hip flexors, in our psoas muscle, as well as into our quads, into our hamstrings, and getting into those glutes as well. So this week I have been focusing on, for myself, building some stability within my hip joints. And reason being, if you find that you spend a lot of time sitting, we start to shorten and weaken these hip flexor muscles and quads and hamstrings if we're sitting for a long period of time. And as a result, that can cause some pelvic instability, as well as lead to knee problems and feet problems. So I'm focusing on some strength and stability movements that are going to target these muscles that are supporting my lower body here. So if you find that you're having feet problems or knee problems, it's always a good idea. I know we tend to focus on that specific area, but always think of the areas above and below it as well. So focusing on hips above the knees, feet exercises below the knees, etc. So I'm happy today to show you some really good exercises here, and trust me, they're going to burn. You're going to feel the burn. So what I want you to do is I want you to actually find a face cloth. So you're going to grab a face cloth. We're going to have that handy. If you have a band, grab one of those as well. If you don't, that's okay. We can always do these movements without the props, but these just help create some resistance. And as well, if you have a yoga block, grab that as well. Again, if you don't, maybe just grab something. Sometimes I use like a tennis ball or a small ball or something that's just gonna give you the visual cue of lifting your foot up and down. So whatever you have handy that's gonna give you a few inches off the ground, grab it. So we'll have all of that handy at the top of our mat. But for now, we're just gonna warm up here. So let's just sit on our bottoms and slowly lower down onto your mat. So we're just going to take a few minutes here just to relax on our mat and just to tune in with ourselves and let that outside world disappear. Let it go. It's just you, your mind, your physical body, and your mat. All right, so just focus on your breath. So inhaling through your nose and exhaling through an open mouth, like a long sigh. So inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Let's do 3 more. Two more. Really fill up that belly with air and then deflate it. Let all that air go. 1 more. Good job. This time I want you to place your hands, both of them, onto the mat. Press both of those feet firmly into the mat and have your knees just touching each other slightly. We're going to lift our tailbone off the ground, lift your hips towards the ceiling, and then just come on up to rest onto the tips of your shoulder blades. Stay here for an inhale, and then exhale, slowly lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. So the last thing to touch the mat is your tailbone. Let's do that again. So press low back into the mat, lift tailbone, lift hips to the sky. Come on up to your resting on to the tip of your shoulder blade there. Inhale here. Exhale. Lower down. Let's do 2 more at your own pace. Use your inhale to take you up. And use your exhale to bring you down 1 vertebrae at a time. A nice little spinal massage here. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. I want you to take your left foot and just place it onto the top of your right knee. And then take your hands and interlace your left hand in between that left and right knee. So it's going to come back so it grabs onto the back of your right, so your hamstring there. Interlace your fingers and just press that knee slightly, that left knee out. If that left elbow wants to give it a little bit of assistance. And as you do that, pull that right knee in towards your chest. Flex your toes, so lots of energy in those feet. Stay here, and then exhale. Getting a nice stretch into those hip flexors, into the glute, left side glute muscle. one more. Good job. And then slowly drop that right foot down to the mat. Bring your left foot down to the mat and place your right foot on top of your left knee. Take that right hand and thread it through between your right and left leg, and then interlace fingers and grab both your hands to the back of your left hamstring. Flex your feet, lots of energy in your feet, and slowly press that right knee out. So maybe that right elbow gives it a little bit of assistance there. And as you're pushing that right knee out, just slowly bring that left knee in towards your chest. Inhale here, feel the stretch, and then exhale, just relax into it. Inhale, maybe you move a little bit deeper, an inch of a movement, barely noticeable, but you can feel it. And then exhale, one more. Good, let's do one more. Inhale, move an inch, and then exhale, relax there. Bring your left foot back down to the mat, your right foot is to meet it. I want you to bring your knees and your feet together, your hands come out to the side in a T position. And then let both those knees drop over to the left side as your chest is still gazing towards the sky here. Slowly bring your vision, your eyes over to see your right hand. Stay there and feel a nice stretch on the right side of your body. Maybe you're feeling it in your back, maybe you're feeling it in your hip, or maybe you're feeling it running down the front of your right hip joint. Let's do one more breath. Good, and then both knees towards the sky, and let both of the knees fall over to the right as your gaze comes over to your left shoulder. And stay there for a few breaths. Good, and one more. And then I want you to just roll over on towards your right shoulder, place that left hand down onto the ground, and slowly bring yourself up to sitting. And bring those feet just behind you so that we're coming onto our knees. So just coming onto your knees here, placing your hands underneath your shoulders. Your knees are under your hips. Press hands into the mat, and I just want you to tuck your chin into your chest and pull your back up towards the sky, like someone has got a string around it. Good. And then drop your chest slightly forward, your gaze is forward, your belly button is coming towards the mat, tailbone towards the sky. Inhale here. And then exhale, push your hands into the mat, bring your chin to your chest, pull your belly button back towards your spine. Good, one more each side. Inhale, gaze is forward, belly drops, tailbone to the sky. Exhale, push hands into the mat, chin to your chest, belly button back toward your spine, and pull that spine towards the sky. Good, this time tuck your toes underneath you, press your hands firmly into that mat, lift your knees up a few inches to hover, and then bring your hips up towards the sky, and come on back to rest in a downward dog here. So just pedal your feet out, side to side. Start to open up those hips. Sway them if you need to. Whatever feels good for you. Pressing those hands into the mat. Good, and maybe just settling here in stillness for 1 or 2 breaths. If your knees need to stay bent, please do so. We don't want you to force any of these positions. We want you to feel space and a sensation of opening as opposed to stretching. I want you to create space. One more breath. Good. Bend your knees, drop your bum towards your heels, and look forward towards your hands. Walk your right foot and then your left up to meet your fingertips. And then just hang out here. Just let your head fall over. Keep your knees bent. Roll your head out side to side. Just stay here for 2 breaths. Inhale into a nice forward fold. Exhale to relax. Inhale. Exhale to relax. Good. And then slowly bring yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Bring your shoulders up to your earlobes and then let them fall down. Good, stay here for a breath. Let's do one more. Good, all right, so let's get started. We're gonna start with a lunge here. So just keeping your right foot planted firmly into the mat. Your hips are facing forward, and then just bring your shoulder blades down and bring your belly button back. I want a nice strong core throughout these movements here. Lots of energy in your hands and in your feet, so it's almost like my hands are being pulled down to the ground. So with all of your weight into your right foot, we're gonna bend the knee, make sure your right knee is tracking over your right toes, and bring your left leg back. So you could have a slight bend to your knee if it's tight in your hamstrings, or your knee and your leg could be a bit straighter. So just depending on the tightness and openness of your hamstrings here. Make sure that right knee is tracking over your right toes, lots of energy into that right foot. But I also want you to be able to wiggle your right toes. So the energy is mostly in your heels. And hands are pressed down. Good. We're gonna drop that left knee down towards the mat. So sitting in that right heel, and then come on up to straighten. So drop left knee down to the mat. Energy is in that right heel, and then come on up to straighten. So let's do that for a count of 8, okay? So 8 single counts. So 1, 2, good, keep going. 3, watch this knee. 4, 5, that's it. 6, 7, and 8. This time we're gonna pulse for a count of 8. So 1, 2, ooh, keep your balance. 3, 4, so strong core. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, I want you to hold it in this position for a count of 8. 1, so we're stabilizing here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding here, I want you to have a nice firm upper torso here, so your core is nice and strong. We're staying in this position. We're gonna lean slightly forward over this right leg. So right away, you're gonna feel that glute and that quad grip engage. It's ready to go. Staying here and bringing that weight forward into that right leg. I want you to have a strong core, pull that belly button back, and then bring that left toe up to touch the back of your right heel, and then bring it back. So touch. 1, 2, ooh, feeling it. 3, good. 4, you feeling the burn? 5, that's it. 6, 7, and one more, and 8. Good, now bring that leg back up to meet the right, and just shake it out. It didn't take much time there, but man, was that effective. All right, so we must do the other side. All right, so all the weight is into that left heel. All right, and be able to wiggle those left toes. Make sure you have a strong core, so that belly button is pulled back, and you feel that core keeping you strong and stable here. And lots of energy into your hands, pulling down to the ground, and bring that right leg back. So if you need to bend your knee, if you have a lot of tightness in that hamstring, do so. And we're gonna drop that right knee down towards the mat, making sure this left knee is tracking over your left toes, okay? So drop down. 1, 2, use your breath. 3, good. 4, 5, 6, 7, that's it. Now we're gonna pulse. So 1, 2, strong core. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're gonna hold. 1, 2, that's it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This time you're leaning slightly forward over that left leg. Lots of energy into that left foot. Pull that core back, and we're gonna bring our right toes to touch the back of our left heel. Here we go. 1, whew, strong core. 2, that's it. 3, good. 4, halfway there. 5, that's it. 6, 7, one more. 8, and bring it up to me. All right, whew. Shake it out. Good job, are you feeling that? All right, I'm gonna push my mat back here a little bit. And we are moving on to the next exercise. So we're going to be doing the same movements, but this time we're just adding a little bit of a funky prop here into it. So grab your face cloth. All right. So we're going to place our right toes onto that face cloth. And just have your feet parallel to each other right now to start. I'm going to come a little bit forward so we can see the full movement here. So hip bones are facing forward. Maybe take a breath here, just catch your breath in between these series of exercises. Let the shoulder blades fall down. Pull that belly button back. So we're starting with a strong core, lots of energy in your hands, pulling down to the ground. We're going to bend our left knee, so making sure that left knee is tracking over the left toes. Try not to let it come out to the side. As we're building strength in this hip and this knee, you might find that it wants to head this direction, but as we build strength, we want to see things start to turn into alignment. So make sure, sometimes I put a hand there just to remind myself to pull things back into alignment. So we're going to take that right foot and we're going to slide it to the back. Just out straight to the back and stay here. Lots of energy into your feet. Pull that belly button back, and now we're going to pull that right foot so that we're coming back up straight to standing. So slide your right foot back. Good. And pull. Ooh, so strong core. See what happens when I let my core go? So you might feel it here in your hamstrings, in your glute, but we're also building some strength here in the front of our hips. So into that psoas muscle. All right, so let's do it for a count of 8. Just slide and up. Strong arms, whatever position feels good for you. 2. So try and wiggle those left toes so the weight is in that left heel. 4, keep going. 5. That's it. 6. 7. 1 more. 8. We're going to hold it back and stay there. It's just an inch of a movement, back and forward, back and forward. Keep that weight in that left heel. Wiggle those toes, getting deep into that left glute. 5, 6, that's it. Strong core. 7, 8. Stay here. Lean over that left knee and pull the toe to the back of that left heel. 1, keep low. 2. Don't move range of motion in this left knee and hip. 3, 4, good. 5, 6, 7, 1 more. 8, and then come out to standing. Whew. All right, just shake out those legs. And we're going to bring our left foot onto the cloth. And just stay here for a minute. And just have those feet parallel to each other just to start here. My heart is beating. I don't know about yours. Okay, just catch our breath in between series here. So inhale and exhale. 1 more. And exhale, good. So hips are facing forward. Your knees are tracking over your toes. Pull that belly button back so we're getting strong core, stability, laying through a powerhouse here. Good, energy towards the ground, okay? Shoulders are nice and proud. Good. Tracking that right knee over those right toes. I want you to slide. Now left foot back. Good. Strong core. Pull that left foot back to meet your right. Good. Slide it back. Pull it back up to meet your right. Keep going. That's 3. Strong core. 4. 5. 6. 2 more. 7. 1 more. 8. This time we're going to bring that left foot back and we're going to hold in that static lunge. Strong core, strong hands. Weight is in that right heel. Wiggle those right toes. Good. And we're going to stay here. We're going to move that left foot up an inch and then down an inch. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're feeling it into that right glute. 5, 6. That's it. 7. 1 more. 8. Good. Staying here. Bringing the weight forward. Your torso slightly forward over that right leg. Keeping the range of motion in that right hip and knee. we're gonna bring those left toes to the back of that right heel, okay? So staying low. 1, 2, 3, 4, feeling it. 5, that's it. 6, strong core. 7, one more, you got it. 8, whoo, and stand up. Oh, let that cloth go. That is one of my favorite, wherever I'm at, if I'm traveling, wherever you got a nice slippery surface, use your face cloth. All right. So, we're going to start to bring it down towards our mat now, and do a few more exercises, focusing on those hips while we're doing getting down onto the mat. So just staying here, big inhale in, reach your arms up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, fold over, a nice forward stretch. Walk those legs out. Good. And just want you to place both hands onto the mat and then come on down onto your bum. Now, if you have a band, we're going to use it now. If you don't need to use anything. You can get same type of resistance, even just with your legs. But for here, this is just going to give us a little added bonus. So if you have a band, go ahead and grab it. I want you to come on to your left hip, and you're going to place the band a few inches above your knees. And your knees and your feet are going to be in line with each other, just right lying on top of the left. If you want to come on down to your elbow, if you're okay with your shoulder, but I want you to make sure that you're pressing into that elbow and not dumping into that shoulder, so pressing away. If it's too much for you to stay here, you can come on and lay flat onto that arm. So whatever works for you. All right? So with those knees stacked one on top of the other, heels, your feet are staying together, like there's super glue there. They're not moving, okay? So they're pressed your right is pressed into your left, and your left is pressed into the mat, so nice and strong. All we're gonna do is lift that right knee up to face the ceiling, keeping that left leg into the mat, and then bring that right knee back down to touch the left. So we call it a clamshell. It's like opening and closing a clamshell. So we're getting into the muscles here that are lying on the side of our hip flexors. So our abductors here, okay? So push out towards that band. If you don't have the band, you can do the same movement, and we're just going up and down. So let's do for a count of 8. 1, 2, good. 3, 4, that's it. 5, 6, 7, 8, good. You can stay down here on your shoulder if you want to, or you can come on up onto your elbow, push into that elbow. This time I want you to hover your knees and your feet off the mat. Pull that belly button back towards your spine, and your right hand just can come to rest on top of the mat for some support here. Same movement, so the feet are going to stay touching. There's super glue there, they're not moving. This left leg is not moving. The movement is coming from your right. So you're going to pull that knee back, right knee. 1, 2, good. 3, that's it. 4, 5, so you should be feeling it here in the back of this right hip. 3 more. 2, and 1, good. Let that come on down to rest. Maybe give it a little massage and pat out. So keeping the band where it is if you have the band, or if you don't have a band, that's fine. We're just going to slowly lower down onto our back. Good. Press that low back into the mat. Bring your feet up towards the sky and just move that band down so it's a couple inches above your ankles. All right. So let those legs extend up towards the ceiling. Staying here. Press your low back into the mat, and your hands are onto the ground for some support here. Just a couple inches, we're going to bring our legs out for 1, 2, 3, and hold right there. Your feet are pulling towards your shins, so lots of energy. Heels towards the sky, and then let it come on back to relax. So 1, 2, 3, and relax, okay? So push out 1, 2, 3, and relax. Good. 1, 2, 3, that's it. 1, 2, 3, let's do 4 more. That's it. Keep that low back into the mat. We got 2 more in us. Good, 1 more. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. This time I want you to pulse out for a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think you got one more in you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Bring those knees in. Give them a hug. That's it. All right, we're going to bring those bands back up above our knees. And we need to roll over onto the right side, so you can come on over to your side. And then slowly lift yourself up to sitting. Swivel over to get onto your right hip. So you can come on to your right elbow, just making sure that that elbow is underneath your shoulder. If you have shoulder issues, you can bring that arm and head down onto the mat. So whatever is comfortable for you. If you're staying up here onto your shoulder, please don't dump and let your weight fall to that shoulder. Push, Grizzy, here's my doggy. Push your elbow into that mat. Good. So your feet are glued together and that right leg is staying on the mat. So the foot and the knee on your right side is not moving. Okay, so we're gonna lift that left knee up towards the ceiling and down. Hello. Lift and down. Good. How's your day going, Grizzy? Huh? What do you have to say today? Not a whole lot? All right, let's do 4 more. Lift and down. Lift, that's it. 2 more and down. 2 more. Whew. And 1 more, that's it. Good job. This time we're gonna let our legs hover off the ground. Keeping those feet super glued together. This right leg is not moving. Open that left knee towards the sky and bring it back. Open and down. Why are you doing that? And down. Come here. Open and down. Open. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing because you're so cute. Good. Let's do 4 more. I've lost count. And 2. Yes. And 1. All right. Good. And we're going to swivel onto our bum. Okay. You going to stay or are you going to go? What are you going to do? All right. Come on down onto your back. Bring those legs back up towards the sky. If you have the band, bring it a few inches above your ankles. And then just spread them slowly apart. All right, so we're gonna go in and out for counts of 1. So 1, whew. Pull those toes towards your shins. 2, 3, 4, that's it. 5, 6, push that low back into the mat. 8, let's pulse for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 1 more in you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Give those knees a nice hug. Let that band go. See you later, Grizz. Oh, you're coming back. Okay. All right, and we're slowly going to bring ourselves up to sitting. Good. All right, 1 more before we finish up. And I'm telling you, I'm feeling lots of energy here, right into my hips. All right, so just having your block. If you have a block, like I said, if you don't, you can put anything here that's just going to give you that visual cue, whether it's a tennis ball, a book, whatever you got handy. So just place it here to the outside of your left ankle. And then just come on to sit onto that tailbone, move the fleshy part of your bum away, and have a nice strong core. So tall in our posture and pulling that belly button back. Good, staying there. Hands come behind you to give you some support, and you can provide just some release by leaning some of your weight back. Not all of it, don't dump. Push into those hands. This can be a bit of a challenging movement. It's challenging for me only because my hip flexors, I do sit a lot during the day, so my hip flexors, I'm building strength. I don't like to call them weak. I'm getting there. All right, so we're gonna lift. So you're gonna have lots of energy in that right foot, so making sure it's keeping you firmly planted into that mat, providing you some stability there. We're gonna lift that left foot up a couple inches, and then over that ball, block, book, whatever you have, and then touch it to the outside of it. Lift it up, left foot, and bring it back to meet your right. Okay, so it's going up, it's going out to the side and down. Then we're lifting up, bringing it in and down. Okay, so we're getting lots of movement here in our hips. So we're lifting it up towards the sky, we're lifting it out, so some abduction, and bringing it back, so some adduction into your hip joint here. So lift, touch, lift, and back. Lift, touch, lift, and back. Good. Lift, touch, lift, and back. 4 more. Lift, touch, lift, and back. 2 more. That's it. All right. And 1 more. Oh, try and keep that chest proud. As the legs are shaking now, everything else starts to shake. And then give it just a little tappity tap out. Bring that block to the outside of your right leg. And just move those butt cheeks back a little bit, sitting on your tailbone. Nice tall posture. Pull that belly button back towards your spine. Hands come behind your back and push into that ground. So nice proud chest here. Good. Press that left foot into the ground. Your toes are coming towards your shin. Lift that right leg up. Bring it to the outside of your block, ball, or book. Lift up and bring it back to meet your left. So lifting up, abducting out, lifting up and adducting it back in. Good. So lift, lift. That's it. Keep going. I think we got 4 more. Good. Whew. 3 more. Proud chest, push into that mat. 2 and 1. Oh, good job. And shake those legs out. Good job. Maybe give them a little bit of a pat. A little bit of appreciation here. We're building some strength and stability into our lower body. Supporting those feet, supporting those knees, supporting those hips. All right, let's just get into some stretching here, just to wind it down. So cross those legs, bring that left in front of the right. And just turn myself around. All right, so just sitting here on your tailbone and just letting things go here. Left foot is in front of your right. Pull those hip bones and that tailbone back. So almost like someone's grabbing them back towards your mat, and slowly walk those hands out in front of you. Maybe you're coming to rest onto those elbows and just getting a stretch there in your left leg. So feeling it in the back, maybe starting from the hip joint, moving along your glute down into your hamstring. Staying there. And as you're creating space in that joint, maybe you can bring your head towards your hands. As you're staying here, focus on those hips and that tailbone. I want you to feel like it's shining back towards the back of your mat. Those hips should feel like they're glowing right now. There's lots of energy vibrating through that area. And 1 more. Good. And slowly bring yourself up. And then bring your right foot in front of your left. That's it. Inhale here and exhale. And then just bring your hands in front of you. Good. Pull those hips and that tailbone back towards the back of your mat. Maybe you can come down to rest onto your elbows here. Stay here. That's it. Keep the energy shining in those hips and that tailbone towards the back of your mat. Maybe once you're here, you can bring that forehead towards your hands. This hip is tighter for me, so I can definitely notice that. And that's what I love about movement, especially mind-body based movement, is that we're bringing awareness into where we have space and where we have tightness. And for me, that makes me think about my posture throughout my day. So why am I tight on one side and why am I more open on the other? So thinking about how I sit, thinking about how I stand, how I move. And just trying to figure it out. And that's it. And that's why, for me, that's why I love to move. Because I'm learning about myself all the time. And 1 more breath. Good, and slowly bring yourself up to sit. All right, if you have a few extra moments and you want to do some more stretching into those hip bones, please do so. But Grizz and I are gonna end the video there because I think he wants to go for a walk. So thanks everyone for joining me today, and I look forward to our next movement together. Namaste. Mwah. See you, bye.